Hey, what's up, guys? Eric Minotowski here. How y'all doing? Welcome to a little episode on gesture drawing and doing some dynamic poses. But first, before we get to that, I wanted to show you what I've been up to and a new double page spread that I finished for the Shadow Sentry. This is page 24 and 25, and we've got Vigil, the oldest and wisest of the Hellborn, breaking it down. And I'm not going to go into too much narrative area. You might be able to figure out what's going on and check out the scene and see what he might be talking about. But very happy how this came out. It was very fun inking it, and yeah, so I'm excited. This marks the halfway point of the Shadow Sentry, and also I've got posters in the works that are being printed right now. I'm going to have those mailed out by the end of the week. Got stickers en route, and yeah, have the metal bookmarks that are still being worked on. So getting little things done here and there, so that way they're all ready to go when the book is done. And yeah, so there you go. So today, I wanted to do a little gesture drawing demonstration. The last time I was live, we're talking about how a lot of times as a beginning artist, we tend to start our drawing from the head and then work our way down. It's just something I did as a beginning artist constantly, just always working from the head and then drawing and drawing and drawing. So one way to help with that is something called gesture drawing. Let's see if I can get this a little closer. Dun, dun, dun. So what I did is I printed out some pictures of some ballerinas, and basically, the nice thing about the ballerinas is they have very form-fitting clothes. So you can see their musculature, and you can kind of see the full form, which is nice. So let me find my pencil. Actually, I'll use a pen, so that way it's easier to see. But basically, to get away from poses that are very dull and static, and just don't have a lot of movement to them, one way to help with that is the gesture drawing. And what you're trying to do with the gesture drawing is, in a matter of seconds, get down the pose that you want. So as a way of practice, you could go online, find pictures of practically anything, something where you could there's some kind of action or something going on, or it could just be someone standing there. But the whole idea is to just get the form quickly down. And a lot of times people, depending on what they're using, they'll hold their pen in a different way, so that way you're not stuck. But I'm going to just hold it traditional and try and get the pose in a matter of seconds, and I'm not focusing on really anything else except just getting the pose down. Not focusing on the muscles, not focusing on anything else, just a nice fluid pose. And then after you do that, then you can go in and start adding more of the form, if you will. And again, even the hands, very quickly, not spending a whole lot of time. And this right here will help you, as an artist, get quicker and also get away from the static and sometimes flat poses that you sometimes get in the habit of doing. And it's just a matter of thinking differently and trying something new, and there you go. So very quick, not spending a whole lot of time, and then now you have a basic form that you can work with and go in and add more detail. If you want to use a blue line pencil, you have your sketch down, and then you go in and then you can start refining it, finishing it up, adding the muscles and all that. But you see in just a few seconds, I've got a basic form that isn't, it has fluid movement. It has, you know, it has a good gesture. A lot of times, as I said, we'll start with the head and then we'll start detailing the head and getting real detailed. And then from the head, we just kind of start doing stuff. And then we end up with just a very static kind of flat, you know, type of body. And so to get away from that, you need to start thinking in different terms. So let's say I want to draw, let me think, you know, Wolverine, and he's about to lunge or something. Okay. So if I'm thinking in gesture, I'm just going to like this, got my head, arms out, you know, something similar, or just very quick, something, claws. And I can mess with it as I go. But I've noticed as an artist, if I start loose with my underdrawing and my gesture, it always helps with the final product. If I start with the head and then I don't have these lines to help with motion, whatever I'm doing can tend to look not as dynamic, doesn't have as much motion. You know, so the quicker you can lay down some lines and practice some gesture drawing, it'll help you tremendously as an artist. Also, I can't tell you enough. I would definitely recommend studying how to draw comics the Marvel way. Has a whole section in here on poses. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Let's draw the figure. And look, this is how they're starting. They're starting with a stick figure. Okay. Very simple. You can kind of see the gesture line there. So if you can learn the simple gesture first and then work your way to this point, it's going to help you 10 times, 100 times as an artist. But definitely get this book, read through this book. It's old, but it is awesome. It's perfect for a comic book artist or any aspiring artist, really. The way it breaks it down, it's very simple. And so another thing I wanted to talk about is just dynamics. To have a dynamic drawing is very simple. If you want to know what, you know, dynamic looks like, tell me, is that dynamic? Does that just strike you as like, whoa, that's awesome? There's a lot going on right there. No, it's a straight line. It's static. It's flat. Now, take a look at this line. What do you think about that? That just screams dynamic because it's at an angle. It's going at a different direction, a different angle than Mr. Straight here. Okay, and if you look at Thor, what makes this a dynamic drawing is, look at it. It's got this diagonal line to it. Okay, if you look at comic book pages and their layouts and you look at a page, it's like, whoa, that's pretty dynamic. Why? It's probably because they're using some sort of diagonal lines to do their layout, their composition. That looks so much more dynamic than if you have a whole bunch of square, 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 square. No, whenever you have an action scene, you always, most of the time, if it's a good artist, you'll have angled borders around their panels. Okay, this just creates dynamic. Okay, and it looks so much better. So yeah, so if you want dynamic poses, you'll want to do a pose at an angle as compared to a straight line. If you have people talking in a room, sure, but just by adding a few, you know, have their arms on their hips, some diagonal lines, you can even get a little more interesting than if you just have people standing. Hey, man. There's just more dynamics there. Okay. Same thing with Iron Man. Look at that. You see the diagonal line, right? Can't miss it. it's dynamic because you got this same thing with Spider-Man. Boom. Okay, and there's a whole section on that too in this book. So highly recommend it. This is a great starting point for any artist that wants to just bump up their figure drawing or anything like that. Yeah, so can't say enough about that. But this is the starting point. There's much more, you know. Oh, here you go. The name of the game is action. And look, which ones are weak? These ones are straight up and down. As you get to this more dynamic diagonal, you get better, and then you get your best. All right, your best punch. Okay. Here's another example of a gesture drawing. Whoop. Look at that. It's quick, simple, it's easy, but it makes way for this dynamic shot right here. All right. So there you have it, folks. So yeah, if you want to try something, just Google gesture drawing. You'll find a whole bunch of really good images. I just pulled these up real quick to give you a quick look, but you'll find different shots of gesture drawing. Give them a try. Look up anything, something that interests you. Could be baseball, could be, you know, someone riding a bike, a motorcycle, shooting, you know, whatever it is. Look at it, give yourself a time frame, 10 seconds, do a gesture drawing. You know, if you or if you want, just kind of draw over a picture. You know, if you do it on a tablet and you want to work on your under drawing, look at the way the shapes work together. Okay, and you could just kind of do some studies of how the form works and things like that. And again, I like ballerinas because you could see the form underneath their tights and all that stuff. So it kind of helps you see what's going on underneath. Okay, here's the rib cage, stuff like that. So this stuff is quick, it's easy, and it will help you tremendously as an artist. All right, if you guys have any questions, please comment, please subscribe, and tell me what you think. And if you want me to tackle something else, let me know. But I am here to help you as an artist in any way I can. So thanks for tuning in. Till next time, guys, thanks so much. The link is in the description for my comic Shadow Sentry. Still funding on Indiegogo. It is an awesome X-Men meets the Matrix superhero team book with a supernatural twist. So check that out. There's a cool video there you can watch and see some pages from it. All right, guys. Thank you. Till next time. Peace. And I will chat at you later. Bye-bye.